We are exactly 12 days post-seeding on the front yard, and let's take a look at the results. I'm certainly happy with those results. I'll take it. One thing Turf Boss is unhappy with is the mushrooms that we have growing right here. And the reason that they're growing in this area, for those who have been keeping track, this is where the tree used to be in my front yard. And when we cut it out and yanked it out, some of the root system got left behind. It's decaying underneath the ground, hence the reason we got some mushrooms coming up from all the moisture. It decaying, the combination of all that is lending itself to letting those thrive. Turf Boss asked what we could do about this. I said, well, let's rip up the whole yard, level it, dig it all out, all that kind of stuff. Obviously not the choice that she wants to do, so we're just gonna pluck them out, rake them out by hand. Is what it is. Turf Boss wanted to go onto the lawn and pluck that out by hand. I said, nope, not on my watch. You ain't setting foot on this grass, not while it's growing. So this was the easiest solution. Another issue we have is along the edge right here where it's struggling to grow in. We'll just take some seeds, sprinkle it into this area right here, hand water it, should be good to go. Now what we've been doing to get it to this point, I have been watering 3 times a day for a solid 12 days, 10 days, 12 days, however long since the seed's been down. Every day, 3 times a day for about 25 minutes, and I've since scaled it back to just twice a day. I might scale it back even further to every other day, twice a day for 25 minutes. But yeah, I mean, hey, results speak for themselves. But what of the backyard, you ask yourself? Well, before we get into that, talk about it and show the results from what I did back here, let's rewind the clock all the way back to the beginning when we first moved into the house. When we first moved in, it was just an absolute wreck. It was just bare dirt, couple splotches of grass here and there, but the previous owners, they had a bunch of dogs back here and just let them run around and just tear it to shreds. So ripped out the old sprinkler system, tore up what was left of the old turf, dug new lines, put those in, and we brought in trash grass. Put that all back here, watered it like crazy, and then turned out that that sprinkler system probably wasn't the most efficient. We were not really getting good head-to-head coverage, and yeah, it just wasn't the greatest, so we had to revisit that. But on top of that, we had a slew of problems. We had water restrictions because of the drought. We had a Japanese beetle invasion problem along with grubs. I mean, it was a mountain of problems all at once that led itself to a lot of the trash grass just dying off back here in the back. So hey, perfect opportunity to start over, right? So that's what we did. One of the things that we wanted to do was reduce the turf size back here, give the lawn some definition by putting in the landscape bed, planting our trees, and then putting in a whole new irrigation system with better heads, better nozzles, get better coverage, and that's exactly what we did. One of the things that I was kind of struggling with was I had a bunch of high spots, I had some low spots from where the lines were put in. What do I do there? I was gonna bring in some topsoil again, level it out with that, but then I was convinced to just work with what I have. So I took what has become one of my favorite tools in the shed, my pickaxe. I took the pickaxe to the high spots, knocked those down, and then I took my rake, dragged that dirt to the low spots, and just tried to level it the best I could with what I've already got back here in the back. Once all of that was done, it was the exact same process as the front yard. Take the weasel to the whole area that I'm gonna be seeding to break up, loosen the soil a little bit, then take my seed, smells like the Midwest. Again, 10 pounds per 1,000. Put that out over the whole area, then lightly rake all of it in, and then take the lawn roller, roll it all in, and water like crazy. And the results from all of that are, well, almost a full week post-seeding, and I'm not seeing it pop off a whole lot like it did in the front. If you look really, really hard, there is a little bit of action going on, but by and large, just not taking like it did in the front yard. you can see a little bit of action going on right there. Got one little grass baby popping up, and that's, I mean, there's a few of those throughout the yard, but you really got to look for them. Definitely getting good coverage with my water. I don't know if you can see that, but dry dirt compared to the moist dirt. Happy with the coverage I'm getting from my sprinklers, but I am hopeful because I do see some grass babies popping up through the dirt, so that tells me something's going on. But in the front, saw some action 3 days post seeding, and here, like I said, we're about a good 7 days after putting down the seed, and it's just not taking off like it did in the front. I think it's just gonna take a little bit longer here in the back than it did in the front, and that's okay. I'm sure we'll get the result that we want, and if we don't, we'll overseed in the spring, we'll do it again in the fall, and we'll just keep at it until we get the result that we're looking for. Are you happy now?
It's been how many days?
I think it's 12 days since we put down seed.
I want to say something. We have more mushrooms.
But it's been how many days since I was on the last video?
How many days since you were on the last video?
Or that I talked. Do you know what I'm trying?
I think it was
it
like 8 days? It's been 8 days?
Okay, so it's been like about a week.
It's been about a week, yeah.
It's been about a week since we last talked about this yard.
Yes, and then you're all like, oh, it's growing there, but not over here, so.
It's not negative, it's just disappointment. Like, why is this struggling and then this is doing well over here?
What do you think about it now?
It's good. And it is because we started to water more, so that was helpful.
My idea.
Yeah, of course it was. Yeah, I'm very pleased, Mr. Knorr, that our grass seed is growing. Yeah, I can't wait to keep adding more seed and making it thicker and it just being amazing.
So are we pretty sold on just the elite perennial ryegrass from this point forward?
I mean, we can't say 100% just yet, but.
No, that's all we're buying. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thumbs up if you did. Share it out, friends, family, neighbors, loved ones. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Click the bell, all that good social media, YouTube stuff. Keep on keeping on, and I will catch you in the next one.